The White House has signaled that it might ban the Chinese app TikTok. And since I am not a 15-year-old girl, I do not know very much about TikTok. I have not seen very many TikToks. I don't want my brain to melt and turn to mush. So my producer, Ben, has decided to play a few of these for me because I want to be able to make an informed judgment on whether or not the White House should ban TikTok. Let's take it away. That's me. I didn't put that on TikTok. Who put that up?
White.
Real
White.
Caleb. Oh, I know
White
Caleb
people.
Lawson.
White. White.
That's almost certainly the best content on the entire platform, and I'm pleased that Caleb Lawson can get some views on my behalf. But watch out, buddy, because Xi Jinping is getting all of your information when you use TikTok. Let's go to the second one.
Next person who has the sheer nerve, the sheer entitled caucasity to say all lives matter, I'm gonna stab you. I'm gonna stab you. And while you're struggling and bleeding out, I'm gonna show you my paper cut and say, my cut matters too.
Trump supporters just took my job away from me.
Yeah, so really sad. Obviously, our heart bleeds for this Harvard student who used caucasity, whiteness, as an insult, and who was making either a joke or a threat and a joke or whatever. What's so funny, though, she loses her job because of this, and then immediately she makes another TikTok. Like you think you would have learned the lesson if you'd gone to Harvard? Maybe not, though. I think there's a lesson in this for all of us, though, which is that the more information we give to China, the more all of our jobs are going to be taken away, and maybe more than that. Okay, next one up. Grandma destroys Trump.
If you've been paying attention to the news, you know that Donald Trump is planning on holding his first political rally post-quarantine on June 19th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, if you don't know why that's a big deal, I want you to Google two phrases, Juneteenth and Black Wall Street. You'll find out why people are really upset about this and why it's a slap in the face to the Black community. Somebody on another TikTok post commented that he was offering 2 free tickets on his campaign website to go to this rally. So I recommend that all of those of us that want to see this 19,000 seat auditorium barely filled or completely empty, go reserve tickets now and leave him standing there alone on the stage. What do you say?
I love it when middle-aged white women tell me what is very offensive for the Black community. I think that basically describes the Democratic Party, and the far left is very, very white people pretending to be offended on behalf of Black people and other racial minorities. This makes sense to me, though, that this is where they would go, because obviously Republicans dominate, conservatives dominate on most social media platforms, YouTube, Twitter, obviously with Trump, Facebook, that's where they live. And so the Chinese spy app would be the social media platform that the left would use to organize. I guess there's an update on this, which is from New York Times. TikTok grandma who helped tank Trump rally now works for Biden. Yeah, Biden needs all the help he can get. Thought, oh my, what that young whippersnapper over there? She clearly knows something about the internet. So welcome to the campaign. I wonder if maybe she'll quarantine in the basement with Joe. It'll be a pretty easy campaign to run because no one has to leave their house. Let's move on to the next section of TikTok videos. These would be the TikTok videos that reveal the honesty of the left. So I've heard that this is one of the reasons to allow TikTok to exist is because the left outs itself as being so anti-American. First one up, a Democrat cry for help.
Democrats, please don't make me vote for Joe Biden. Please don't make me vote for Joe Biden. Please don't make me vote for Joe Biden. I don't want to vote for Joe Biden.
That one I like. That one's pretty good. Because no one seriously believes that leftist activists are thrilled with Joe Biden. The best endorsement of him they can muster is that he's not all there mentally, so they can just bully him into doing whatever they want. But that's good. I like airing that out a little bit, pitting the Bernie bros against the Biden whoever, the Biden nobodies, because nobody supports Joe Biden. That's not bad. Next one up, get pumped for the polls.
If Joe Biden wants my vote, then he better pick Animal Crossing as his vice president. Joe Biden, 2020. I can't wait for him to try to appeal to young voters by hitting the whoa on Ellen or some shit. Oh, God. Oh, that's actually going to happen. God, I can't. As soon as he gets on TikTok, and you know he's going to, I'm joining ISIS. And I mean that. Even if Joe Biden picked the cure for COVID as his running mate, I would still be at the polls like, Okay. I just can't wait for the moment he's debating Trump and he accidentally calls Trump Senator Sanders and then tries to fix it by saying something like, hey, Jack, I wish. And if he loses to Trump, which, like, I don't want to hear that it's progressives' fault, okay? Because this shit's on you guys. Anyway, vote blue no matter who.
That was pretty good. That's probably my favorite one I've seen so far. I guess it must be that the left thinks that only lefties are on TikTok, which frankly might well be the case. I haven't seen like a lot of conservative videos on TikTok. So they're willing to air this dirty laundry among each other. You know, they put on a good face. They put on, you know, a stiff upper lip when they're talking in the mainstream media to conservatives about how much they like Biden, but they don't really seem to believe that when you talk to them honestly. Next one is Joe Biden's most effective slogan for 2020.
Introducing the Settle for Biden t-shirt. This 100% cotton t-shirt will let people know that you'll vote for an old, out-of-touch Democrat in November, but you won't be happy about it. Settle for Biden, because it could be worse. It could be better, but it could be worse.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's not really in the spirit of TikTok. Like, the point of TikTok is these like fast cuts, and it's really loose and authentic, and it kind of makes your brain melt. That was just like a produced YouTube video from the mid-2000s. That one not making me too excited for it. There's one here that seems to be fairly honest that is called the Progressive Anthem. I'd like to hear the Progressive Anthem.
I'm ashamed to be an American where not all folks are free. And I won't forget the enslaved who died and built this place for free. So I proudly lift up all the folks who are still oppressed today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt this ain't our land. F Trump and f the USA.
Are there any actual black people on TikTok? Is that not every video I've seen on TikTok is basically just white liberals, usually pretending to be offended on behalf of black people. But I see no evidence so far that there is a single actual black person on TikTok. And not very diverse, okay? Not living up to those high liberal ideals. Next section is the educational side of TikTok. So apparently people, God help us as a country, people are getting their information, like political, social information, from TikTok. Let's see what we can learn.
Okay, I don't have a lot of time, but basically, I follow this guy on Twitter, and if you want to know his name, I'll leave it in the comments. But basically, he's a neurologist, and he studies dementia, and he is pretty convinced that Trump has dementia. And it's not because of his, like, erratic behavior or whatever, but basically, this is a list of dementia symptoms. But what, to me, is the most damning is the way Trump stands. So in the top left, there is a picture from a 1930s medical journal of how people with dementia stand. Now, obviously, these pictures are kind of scary because he stands just like that. And of course these pictures could be photoshopped, but I've met Trump in person and he absolutely stands like this.
In this gal's defense, it seems to me she has at least as much credibility as Dr. Fauci at this point. Like, I don't think what she's saying is true or anything, but when you look at the current medical establishment that's been completely wrong about every aspect of coronavirus and still with a straight face tells us what to do because zillions of people are going to die, I got to tell you, she is just as good. I think now that we get those press conferences with Dr. Fauci and Dr. Scarf, I think we should bring that gal up there too and really round out the the destruction of credibility on the national stage. Next one up is the most damning attack on Trump yet.
He has no lips. How will he get a kiss kiss? Very ugly. No kiss for him.
I guess that one's pretty funny, except with the music and the weird warping and that voice, it does sound to me like what hell sounds like. And TikTok kind of looks like what hell looks like. And it just seems like maybe there's a little bit of a demonic element here. This is making me less likely to want to keep TikTok. Next one up, take that, Trump supporter.
If y'all think Trump is so bad, name 5 bad things he's done.
And away we go. He started the birther movement. He obstructed Congress and told his subordinates to lie to Congress. He solicited the help of a foreign government to win an election. He called John McCain not a war hero because he was captured. And 5, he separated children from their parents as a matter of immigration policy. There you go.
So only one of those is actually true, right? He did say the thing about John McCain and they feuded for the rest of John McCain's life, but all the other ones just aren't true. The nearest one to being true is the immigration thing, but that immigration policy was set during the Clinton administration. So not very credible stuff on the educational side of TikTok here, I suppose, as we might expect. Next one up, she showed us.
I bought this big bag of gibbets for my Crocs, and this guy came in it. So I'm just gonna, thank you.
So throwing away the American flag and police cars. Again, I kind of like that. That one probably fits more under the leftists being honest about who they are section of it. And I do like that. I love it when the left shows us who they are. I hate seeing Christopher Columbus statues and George Washington statues torn down, but I do love it when the people who are doing that show their faces so we know not to vote for the people that they support. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. Next up, proof Trump needs to ban TikTok. Here's the proof. Anybody else getting a little hot in here? This is, whoa, okay. Glad my wife didn't catch me looking at that one on. Gosh, nothing like putting on a little orange and building the wall. It gets me excited for the rest of the TikTok videos. Final one up is, final one up is Cruz and Knowles get destroyed with facts and logic. I mean, we were told first, do not wear masks, do not buy masks. Masks are not effective, they're actually harmful. Then we were told we all have to buy masks.
The reason why the general public was not advised to buy masks is because health professionals needed those masks first. It was not because wearing a mask did not work. For example, remember the toilet paper shortages? Remember how nobody couldn't find toilet paper anymore? Well, same thing with the masks, right? We were concerned that health professionals wouldn't be able to find masks because y'all dumb would buy too much. But now we're good. And in fact, we're a little too good. Now y'all motherfuckers not buying masks at all. What the
So that also is not true. But he actually makes a pretty interesting point. The point just undercuts his argument. So what we were told is that the masks are not effective. And actually, there's a lot of evidence today on the CDC website that shows that those regular cloth masks are not very effective at preventing the spread of the virus or preventing infection. However, the point he makes is a pretty good point, which is, look, it's at least a plausible point. His point is, early on, we needed masks for medical professionals, so the public health officials lied to everybody and told them the masks aren't effective so that people wouldn't buy them so we could give them to the health professionals because the health professionals' lives matter much more than your puny peasant life. That's his argument. The trouble with that argument is, if you're already granting that the public health professionals lied at the beginning, then they're liars, and we have no reason to believe them now. We actually can't believe them now. That's what happens when you tarnish your credibility, especially in something like public health or in journalism. So, gotta say, of all of those, my favorite, this is a really tough one. I guess my favorite would be the guy complaining about having to vote for Joe Biden. I felt his was the most clever, the most thorough. I felt like I was looking into the innermost heart of a leftist. So that was really beautiful. That was high art. I would like to know your favorite. I think it's probably that one, though it might be me getting destroyed with facts and logic. Who knows? That's what TikTok is. And last question, should President Trump ban TikTok? Abso-freaking-lutely. That thing is not only bad from a national security standpoint, it's not only bad from a spiritual standpoint, but it is definitely bad from an intellectual standpoint. It will melt your brain. Proceed with caution and get rid of TikTok.